Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So today's video is all about that secret baby. This is technically our third secret baby video.
Is it?
Well, we had a convincing and then we had a full trope video, and now this is our second full trope video. But you guys liked it last time, so we're doing the secret baby again.
It was commented when several months ago when we were asking for input on videos that people would like to see in the upcoming months, because obviously we can't do them all right then. This was a frequently requested one.
Yeah. And this is one that people either seem to hate or they love, and there's like no in between. So hopefully if you're here, it's because you love him. So, But before we get started with those,
well, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you're going to want to win these books. We give away free books all the time on our channel. So if you're a subscriber, you're automatically entered. And with these books will be given away at 1,500, but we're working to our road to 2K. So definitely hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And we'd love to hear from you. So tell us all your thoughts on this video, on Secret Baby, or anything else bookish you want to share with us. Or if it's not bookish and you want to tell us, go for it. Tell us in the comments. We love talking with you guys and interacting that way.
And so then just so you guys know, when we talk about Secret Baby, sometimes Secret Baby in a book is supposed to be like part of the plot points, or what, like, it can be a little spoilery, us telling you this is a Secret Baby book. Some of them it's like straight out, this is a Secret Baby book.
I have that written down in my notes because I know at least one of the books that I'm doing, the author purposely doesn't share that, but that's the entire point of the book.
Yeah.
And so you find out very quickly, like within the first chapter, that's what's happening. So I had that written down, but I didn't want to say that in front of that specific book. So just wanted to throw that out there. So I'm glad you covered that. Yes. Secret Baby can often be a spoiler.
Yeah. So, but you know, it's also one of those things that makes me pick up a book too. So there you go. All right.
Well, for some people, definitely. Yeah. So just throwing that out there.
Okay. All right.
Proceed with caution.
Exactly. So, okay, ready?
If you're really mad about it, send the hate mail to Jessica, not me. I'm way more sensitive than her.
I'm way more likely to say something inappropriate. So send it back to me, Andy. Sometimes I have to really think about my compassion before I become compassionate. It depends on my mood and what's going on. But I really am compassionate, I promise. It takes me a minute to be like, oh, let's look at it from their side. So that's the teenage mom in me. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Am I going first or are you going first?
You can go first. This is, I think, one of your favorite tropes.
It is one of my favorite tropes.
I don't mind it, but I don't seek it out either.
I seek it out. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So, okay, so let's talk about my first one. And that is Riley's Biker by Misty Walker. This is the fourth book in her Royal Bastards Reno MC. And you can read this as a standalone 100%. That's not a problem. I'm over here because my name is in the way. So yeah, totally can read it as a standalone. I have loved all the books that I've read in this series, but this is about Riley and Coyote. And Coyote is a nomad. And so he goes, he belongs to Royal Bastards, but not one particular chapter. And so Riley is young. She is at a party. She's outside the party. She's sitting by the fence. She's crying. And Coyote goes outside to see, like, to go to his tent. He stays in a tent. He goes out there. He sees her crying by the fence. And he's like, what's the deal? What's going on? They have a little chat. Ends up in her staying the night in his tent, and they end up having a one-night stand where he takes her virginity. So she takes his cut, which is something that you just don't do, because they only get one, and it's a big no-no to mess with a man with a man in a
question.
Yeah,
she takes his cut because he takes her virginity. Like, what does she not?
No, she takes it to remember him.
Okay.
And it's explained that way. So
it's like she wants to lose her V card with him.
Yes, she wants to. She wasn't holding on to it for any particular reason. Just yeah, because he was a little hesitant. So now we fast forward 5 years later. She's been brought back to Reno. Her dad has passed away and left everything to her. Now, her dad was a part of a rival MC. And so that's where you're going to get some problems here. And she comes home with her 4-year-old daughter, who is Coyote's daughter. Coyote has been looking for her for 5 years to get his cut back. Because again, that is the only one that you get. And he gets an alert that she might be back. And so he goes to source that out. And then when he finds out that she's back, and then he finds out that there's a child involved, instead of like, knocking on her door and being like, hey, daddy's home, he decides to pitch his tent in her backyard in the woods and stalk her and break into her house and steal like her underwear and her vibrator and things like that, and like totally harass her before he, comes back fully. If you like the stalker situation, bikers, over the top possessive, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's awesome.
That's just awful that he would do that to her. What was the name of the book?
Exactly. That is Riley's Biker by Misty Walker, spelled Walker.
Again, huge difference between these scenarios happening in real life versus in a book.
Yeah, no. Somebody took my vibrator, we're going to have a problem. What? My husband
Jessica overshares. So if you ever meet us in public, you will see me telling Jessica, probably more than once, we discussed how you're not going to say that in public anymore. I told you not to tell people that. I say that to her a lot. I told you not to tell people that.
You know what? I'm very open. I have no shame, guys. I have no shame. My husband's learned to live with it. It's all good. Mandy should have by now. I've been with Mandy longer than my husband. Come on.
27 years later, and I still can turn red as a beet when you're talking to strangers we've just met.
It's awesome. Can't wait to meet you guys. All right. So what is your first book?
Well, mine is much more calm than yours.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about it here.
Are you changing for me? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Mine is Strong Enough by Kelly Elliott. And this is Merritt and Dirk's story. This is the last in the Meet Me in Montana series, but it can be read as a standalone. But if you enjoy like the ranching and cowboys and all of that stuff, you might want to start at the beginning and read the whole series. But let's talk about this one. So Merritt and Dirk were like, when they were kids, they were like besties, and then something happens and they have gone their separate ways. And there's definitely this like chemistry between them, like almost like this hateful chemistry, kind of like something is around them, like if that makes sense at all. And Merritt has basically crushed on Dirk for a long time, and she moves back home, and Dirk he's a cowboy, rodeo. He might be maybe thinking of settling down, maybe not sure, because everybody in previous books have already settled down. So he's kind of like the last man standing here. And so they get together a couple of times and are starting to feel out their relationship. And then Merritt suddenly may find herself pregnant and not ready to tell anyone for some time.
Okay.
So things get complicated and maybe a little messy. Really enjoyed this. This is definitely obviously Secret Baby and that like second chance romance. So if you enjoy that trope as well, along with like the whole cowboy ranchers, all that fun stuff. It's not dark.
Mm-mm. All right. So and just on that little note there, I forgot to mention there's a difference between Secret Baby and Surprise Baby, and I think sometimes people get confused by that, or they think it's the same. Where Surprise Baby
trust me, I have been well schooled. I completely understand. These are all Secret Baby.
No, I wasn't talking about you. I was just informing them. So Secret Baby is where a pregnancy or a child is kept secret. Surprise Baby is, oops, we got pregnant, surprise, and that's the difference. So.
Yes. here, they're like, a lot of times Secret Baby 2 is the guy goes away for a long time, like they're separated, and there's some reason they're still like living in the same town, same friends and everything, but she keeps it a secret, and
Yeah.
it does not, let's just say Secret Baby is never going to work out well. Like, there's going to be some drama and conflict with that.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Okay, so my next book is Mafia, and it's a C.W. Farnsworth book. You like C.W. Farnsworth.
I know she has a new book coming out in June.
She does, because they're asking for ARC readers for it. Just saying. Okay.
Valentine PR does not like me.
Oh, please. They like me, so why don't they like you?
I don't know. I've been denied twice. We'll see. I keep trying.
You have trauma because of that, don't you?
I think I do.
A little bit. Okay, so let's talk about this book. So this one is Pretty Ugly Promises, again by C.W. Farnsworth. So I think this is their only mafia romance that I've seen by this author. But this is about Lila and Nick. So they meet when they're in college. They fall head over heels in love. And then all of a sudden one day, Lila wakes up and Nick and his best friend are gone. She can't find him anywhere. No explanation, nothing. And they have a relationship. Like, they were together. And then all of a sudden, like, he's gone. And she's baffled. So 9 years later, she gets a pretty bad cut, and she has to go to the emergency room for stitches. And when she does that, the doctor who comes in is Nick's best friend who disappeared with him. And she's like, where is he? Is he alive? At least just tell me that he's okay. And there's not a lot that the doctor is willing to let out. But she does have an 8-year-old son. And the doctor finds out about the 8-year-old son, tells Nick, and Nick comes back and watches them for a few days. Then he abducts them and takes them back to Russia with him, because what Nick hadn't told Lila was that he was the Pecan's son in this Russian mafia, and his family ended up dying during that time when he left, and he became the head of the mafia. And so he kidnaps them and takes them back with him. And there we go.
You know what the problem is with doing these videos?
Yeah. Your TBR gets longer.
TBR just keeps, and apparently a birthday card. TBR just keeps filling up.
Yep.
And then I'm like, but I have this whole list of books that I'm trying to read for certain videos, and I want to stop and read something else instead.
It's a problem.
It is.
It really is. Yeah. So, okay.
I need a reading vacation.
I'm going to have one soon.
I'm jealous.
We're going camping. I got to get the trailer ready. We're going camping again.
I'm going to have one in July, because somebody thinks it's a great idea for us to drive 10 hours to a book event.
From my house, it's 10 hours. It's 8 hours to Banff. It's 10 hours to where we're going. It would cost us maybe $200 in gas, because I have a Prius V. So like we can do it. Yes, don't laugh. Yes, it's through Canada. You'll appreciate that when we're paying $200 versus $600 for airfare. And we get to be in the car together the whole way. Think of the shenanigans.
I'm going to read. Actually, it's really pretty scenery, so I might
We're going to listen to audiobooks. Don't let her fool you.
Okay, let's use your Audible credits.
Yeah, sure. It's got to be connected to my phone, so yes.
Oh,
so it
sweet.
came out the speaker, the Bluetooth. So
okay. That's going to be my reading vacation.
As of right now, the plan is for us to drive to Alberta.
This is in July, and we just finalized these plans like a couple days ago. But have no fear, we will take some video of our trip.
Because that will be hysterical.
I like to talk, so there will probably be moments where Jessica gets angry with me for talking during the audiobook.
I just ask that you pause it. All right.
Next. Okay, so my next book is Stay With Me by Brooke Montgomery. And I want to say two things about this book before I give the rec. First thing is please read the author's note for triggers on this one. Pretty important. It's not dark, but read those triggers. If you may have triggers, I suppose I should say that. And second, this is Secret Baby, but the Secret Baby is not like the entire plot. It happens kind of later in the book. So I don't want somebody to read this and be disappointed in the book because they're reading specifically for that Secret Baby and they're not getting it until much later. Okay, so this is book number 2 in the Sugarland Creek series. You do not have to read the first book to read this one. The third book comes out in May. I've enjoyed the series. There's a novella that starts it off and then book 1, and this is book 2. So I've really enjoyed the series, so you might want to check out the whole series as well. So we have Magnolia, who has been in love with Trip forever. Trip is her best friend's older brother. Jessica hates this trope.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I'm very disappointed that Jessica does not have an older brother for me. When we were in high school. Not now, but like in high school. This like could have just been so different. Anyway, so Magnolia, this starts off kind of like a slow burn, and we see a lot of buildup of their relationship and her constantly going back with her ex, Travis, and just this back and forth. And Travis is just not a great boyfriend. Like, I'll do the Scrubs reference again. And when she finally gets Trip to admit his feelings for her and she finally gets him. This is not a spoiler because it's all over out there with like anything the authors put out about this book. She finds out she's pregnant. Not with Trip's baby. Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to point out that I may not have an older brother, but I have a younger brother. Although I know it doesn't hit the same for you, but I had options, unlike yourself, who had no options.
In high school, your brother was like 4 or 5 years younger than us. That was
I said it doesn't hit the same. It doesn't hit the same. I mean, seniors in high school and he's in middle school. I get it. I do. It doesn't hit the same. But at least I had options for you. You didn't have options. I had older cousins for you.
But you kept taking them for yourself.
Oh, you Brad. All right. On that note, let's talk about my next book.
Speaking of that, someday on this channel, I found an entire album of prom photos in our senior year. So someday we will share more great photos.
Wonderful photos. Okay.
We have digressed.
A little bit. We have. Okay, so let's talk about my next book.
Okay.
So the next Secret Baby I have is a BJ Alpha book, and this is Con by BJ Alpha. This is the second book in her Secrets and Lies series. The first 2 books in this series are Secret Baby. They're also Mafia. And then the rest, not so much. But this is about Connor, who is he's the jokester in the little Mafia family. He's the one that nobody takes seriously, but he has this person that we just don't talk about, and that is Will. And he and Will were together when they were younger, and then something happened and they broke up, and then Will was just gone. And so Con is very jaded because of whatever happened, and we don't find out about it in the first book. We see a little bit about it in the first book, but you can read these as standalones. But we see it and we're like, what's going on? Well, Will comes back to town, and he finds out that Will is around. And so he's like, wait, what? And so he goes to see her and finds out that Will has a 4-year-old son. Well, what broke them up, or part of what broke them up, is she got pregnant. And he told her to go get an abortion. And he gave her the money to go get an abortion. And for whatever reasons and whatever circumstances, she took the money and ran and had her baby. Now, when Con finds out about this, he's like, you're mine, that's mine. Whether you like it or not, we're together again. and it goes on from there. But I love their relationship. I loved the little 4-year-old. I loved the situation. There are reasons. I mean, nothing excuses Colin's behavior, but trust me, it worked for me. Totally worked for me. So
I was really confused. I missed that Will was a girl.
Yes.
Or female.
Well, her name's
like beginning.
It's like Wilhelmina, or Will stands for something else.
I know, but you're talking and you kept saying Will disappears, Will, and then finally you're like, she has a kid, and I'm like, oh, okay. Now I was kind of wondering, like, how are we getting to secret baby here?
Because Will is a girl. Will is short for whatever her full name was. Yes. Yep. Sorry to confuse you there, Mandy. Okay. All right. What's your next book?
Okay. My next book is Reckless by Elsie Silver.
Okay.
This is number 4 in the Chestnut Springs series. You don't have to read it in order because I read them all out of order and I still enjoyed the series. But probably better if you read them together. So this is about Winter and Theo. And Winter just has this rap as a beep. And she's really trying hard to change herself. And we definitely see that progress. Like, we can see that she's really trying, which I really like. Sometimes it's hard when we know that somebody has not been the best of people, and then we're just supposed to accept that they're like better now. Like, we see her putting in the effort. So I appreciated that. So Theo is just kind of this fun-loving bull rider, and they have a one-night stand, which they agree to. And Winter ends up pregnant. Winter and Theo then end up like back in the same world about a year later. And we know that Winter is really frustrated because she has given all this information to Theo and he basically told her he didn't care. And now he's back. And that's all I'm going to say, I think. I don't want to give away spoilers or anything like that. That's where I'm going to leave it. I really enjoyed the Chestnut Springs series. So it was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
For Secret Baby to really work for me, I need there to be a reason why the baby is secret, and it needs to be good. Yep. I don't like just that the mom didn't want to tell the dad. I don't like that. It bothers me, and I just had this like whole like, oh, we're okay with this in fiction, but not in real life. But for me, that aspect just doesn't work for me in fiction. Like I need it to make sense.
There has to be a legit reason. Like, he's in the mafia and this is dangerous, or I'm running for him, or I can't get a hold of him, or I thought I was trying, like, left him a message. Like, I told him and he denied it. Like, there's got to be a reason, a legit reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
I was mad at you. I just didn't want to tell you it doesn't work for me.
Yeah. So, okay, ready?
Yes.
So my next book is an M. Robinson book. And M. Robinson does quite a few Secret Baby books. But this was the latest one that I read. And so this is Second Chance Scandal. And this is going to go on this side of me. So this is about Sophie and Jax. So Jax is a football player. He's a big NFL star. And he's gotten himself into some hot water. And he needs to fix his image. And so his publicist decides that the best way to do this is by getting married, and it needs to be a 6-month arrangement. They have everything planned out, and what better situation than to have him marry the one who got away, who's just recently come back into the picture, and that is where Sophie comes in. So Jax and Sophie they had a relationship when they were younger. He came from a wealthy family. Her mom was like the maid in their household or something. And so they were together a lot when they were younger. They were in love when they were younger, but then something happened. And now Sophie comes back into play, but she agrees to the marriage. But lo and behold, she's a package deal and somebody else is coming along with her. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah. Oh, you weren't ready.
I was just writing something down.
Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, she does a lot of Secret Baby stuff.
Sure is not cooperating.
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. So, what's your next?
Okay, my next book is Wait for Me by Tia Louise. This is about Noelle and Taryn. So, Noelle's parents died when she was young, and her older brother and her are in charge of their peach orchard. And they have a younger brother who's still in high school that they're basically raising. And her older brother has decided that he needs to do something different for himself and get away from the farm for a little bit. So he's enrolled in or enlisted in the Marines. And he goes off to boot camp and he comes back with a good friend of his, Taryn, that they're going off they're going to be sent off, I think, in like 2 or 3 weeks. And he comes back to help with the harvest at the peach orchard. And Taryn and Noelle start to have feelings for each other and things kind of evolve between the two of them. And they agree to keep in contact while he's gone and kind of see where their relationship could go. And so he's going to be enlisted. I want to say it was only for a couple years and then they could like be together. But nothing is ever simple in romance books, is it? So, of course, some things happen. There's an accident and he really pushes her away. There's also a secret baby. I really enjoyed this book. I think that's all I'm going to tell you about it. So we can switch back. But yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was emotional at times.
Okay.
A little more on the slow burn side too.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So the next book that I'm going to talk about, my last book here, there is a secret baby situation in it, but I'm not going to give you any information on that because I don't want to give anything away with that in the book. But it happens. It's just not all of it. So just so you know, like, I don't want to give anything away. So let's talk about the book though instead. Or the rest of the book anyway. So this is Lawless God by Lola King. Lola King. I read this as an ARC a couple of weeks ago. I loved it. It was a 5-star read for me. But this is about Kayla. And Kayla is the leader of a gang. And this gang is like, it's not a ritzy situation. You have the ritzy side of town, which is where Nate comes in. And Nate is a part of the mafia. And they have a very tumultuous meeting where she's basically forced to come to him once a week in order to appease her father and something that happens and like present herself to Nate, and whatever he wants to do, he does. He's very violent with her, but she likes that. She likes the little bit of violence in the bedroom. And an opportunity comes up where she can put him away in jail. And so she does. It's on false pretenses, but she does. And she puts him away for 5 years. He gets out after 5 years. And she is unaware that he's getting out until it's too late because something happens. And so he gets out where he was supposed to be in for life, kind of a situation. And when that happens, he shows up back in her life and he kidnaps her and he forces her to marry him so that he can take away her life like she took away his. And this is very dark. It's very crazy. It's over the top possessive. He does some horrible things to her. There's all the triggers in this book, but oh my God, is it good. And it is the 4th in the series. I haven't read the first 2 yet. I want to go back, or first 3. I want to go back and read them, but you don't have to read them to read this. So it's her latest release. It is so friggin' good. Just so good. So good. So okay. There you have it. There's my 5. Let's talk about your last one.
Okay, my last book is called Destiny's Surrender by Beverly Jenkins. So this is about Billy. Billy is a working girl. She refers to herself as a whore, and she's not ashamed of what she does for a living. She's not exactly happy about it, but she's not ashamed. So when she's open about it. Anyway, Drew frequents Billy for her services and takes her out places. Like, he does more than just sleep with her. And he buys her nice things and treats her really well. And he's actually helped her learn how to read a little bit. And then we get to a point where Drew has decided that it's time for him to marry and settle down and possibly have children. And so on the night of his engagement party, Billy shows up with a baby and says, "This is your son. Please take him. I need you to take him. Somebody is after me." Dun, dun, dun. I loved it. It was so good. Really good. Enjoyed it a lot.
Okay. All right. So that's it. Those are your 10 secret baby romance recs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All with reasons that they're secret babies.
Oh, legit reasons. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you comment below. Tell us about secret babies. How do you like the trope? Do you not like the trope? What are you reading? Tell us all the bookish things. We love to chat with you.
We do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.